Hi, everybody. Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey was recently in the news because she had noted that on her trip to Switzerland, a Swiss clerk in a store refused to show her a $38,000 handbag. So she says, "Can I look at that bag?" And the lady says, "This bag is too expensive for you." Okay, so there's a lot of things happening with the story. The first part is like, is this lady crazy? And look how racism is alive all over the world. Or is it racism? Or did the lady just assess Oprah, not knowing who she was, and say, I don't think this lady can afford this bag, which is a crappy thing to do. But for me, that whole story, I'm setting that story aside for the bigger story. Why in the world would anybody spend $38,000 on a handbag? There are people starving all over the world. Who decided that $38,000 was a value for a handbag? And someone then there has to be supply and demand. I think Oprah should be a little ashamed that she's looking at a $38,000 handbag. And I think the people that make these bags should be ashamed that they're selling them. And all the profits should go to charity. Now, I'm not perfect. I'm looking at buying this new van. Dodge makes this van. Dodge and Mercedes make this new Sprinter van. Holds 12 people. I got a lot of kids to travel around. I'm excited about the utilitarian aspects of this new van. But I'm spending a little more because I can buy it as a Dodge or I can buy it as a Mercedes. It's the same vehicle, but you get different emblems with the Mercedes, and Mercedes has a little status. So I'm paying a couple $1,000s more to get the Mercedes status. So I'm guilty too. There's no value to that. It doesn't make it drive better. It doesn't make the mileage any better. It just somehow makes me feel better in the eyes, or people are going to judge me better, or it's sick. It's wrong. $38,000 for a handbag. $50 for a handbag. A really nice handbag. It's all Oprah needs. It's all any of us need. So the clerk was right for the wrong reasons. When the clerk said this bag is too expensive, it is. The bag's too expensive. The clerk's absolutely right. You know, that being said, people shouldn't spend 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, $100,000 on diamond rings. Diamond rings are worthless. If Armageddon happens and we're all living in the dirt, you can't really fetch water with a diamond ring. You can't really hunt with a diamond ring. You can't plant seeds in the ground with a diamond ring. They're really worthless. They're worthless. And there's enough money going around for these wealthy people, the fancy cars and the fancy watches and all this crap, trying to prove that they're better than everybody else. And why else would you get it? And it's like people with these expensive furs. You kill these innocent animals, you make these beautiful furs, they cost $300,000 or $400,000, and everybody wants one. But something happened. The psychology of humans shifted, and now when you go out with a fur, people say, "Oh, you killed an animal," and they throw blood on you, and it makes you stop buying furs. Used to be people thought it was cool to snort cocaine. Now people are ashamed to snort cocaine, so less people are snorting it, and they're hiding when they do it because it's shameful. Why can't we make $38,000 purses shameful? Why can't we make a number that's beyond the utilitarian component of something? Like, okay, I can understand getting a car that's safe, that looks nice, that gets great mileage is great. But why quadruple the price? Why spend $1 million for a car, or $2 million, or $3 million? What are you trying to prove? Oh, it's an investment. It's art. I don't know. It seems that if we just took this money we were spending on wasted junk to try to make ourselves feel better or be proud of ourselves, which I think is a sin, pride, if we took that money and we gave it to charity, the world would be a better place. And I know Oprah gives a ton to charity, but she could give that much more. And what is Oprah proving? By having a $38,000 bag. If she's got a $38,000 bag, I'm assuming when she's all decked out, she could have $300,000 or $400,000 worth of clothes and stuff on. Why does she need $300,000 or $400,000 worth of clothes? Is she causing us to want to spend more? If you go in and buy the $38,000 Prada bag, they also have a kind of knockdown version for $2,000 you can get. So it's people that want to be like Oprah, want to be like the super rich, we can get in for $1,000 or $2,000. But $50 is all it's worth. Why don't we spend that money on the homeless? Why don't we spend that money on our kids, on their educations? Just like the guy standing outside, he has a $200,000 sports car, and he's rubbing it, okay? He's rubbing the sports car with wax, and his kids are inside. That money should have been spent on a station wagon. Now he's got an extra $150,000. He could be somewhere with his kids, rubbing suntan lotion on his kids, showering them with attention. Why is it that we're looking for ways to spend money, to spend less love? You know, people, they don't love their kids enough. They don't show their kids love, but yet they'll buy a little pet, and they'll play with the pet, and they'll ignore their kids. They'll give special attention to inanimate objects. They'll look at their beautiful ring and all these things. And there's people, that little ring, that diamond ring, the $20,000 ring, could feed a starving village for an entire year. And we're looking at the ring thinking about us. That's sick, and I'm guilty of it too. We should stop that. Let me know what you think.